Hi, well, it's Friday the 29th of November 2019. It's about 2 p.m. in the afternoon UK time. I've been absent for a time. Got a few things going on in my personal life, nothing major. And I'm fine. I've just been taking a bit of a break, a bit of a hiatus, and kind of repositioning myself in readiness for the things that are coming up fairly soon now. And also I need to say a big thank you. First of all, to all those people who came to that wonderful 2-day workshop we did at the beginning of the month in Croydon, which was a sellout, and it was 2 days long, and so many people said so many nice things about it. I've sent everyone the recordings of it. There are recordings available. It was a 2-day workshop of basically an introduction to astrology. So if anyone's interested, I do have the recordings and I will be able to make them available to anyone who wants them. There will be a small fee, £10 or something. So send me a tenner via PayPal and I'll send you sort of 12 hours, 13 hours of audio recordings of a kind of 2-day workshop that I did with 40 people at the beginning of last month. Also, I want to send a big thank you to, I'm not going to name the individuals, but you know who you are, the few people who have just facilitated my stay in Singapore. I've been in Singapore for 10 days in this last couple of weeks, and I saw a lot of people there. I did 61 hour long readings in 8 days, which was pretty mad. But yeah, it was great. So a big thank you to the people who hosted me in Singapore. You know who you are. You're wonderful people. I'm so grateful to you, and I'm sure I'll be back there next year, and I hope I'll see you in London before then. Meantime, it's right at the end of November now. We're just coming out of the Mercury retrograde shadow, or will be in the next few days. We've just had the Sagittarius new moon. And now we're brewing. Now we're brewing up seriously for the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. And that's coming. And this is not something we can avoid. It's going to hit. And the closer we get, the more obvious it's becoming to me. Because I do somewhere between 600 to 800 readings for clients every year. So I see and speak to, on average, something like 70 people, 70 different individuals every month. And they're from all walks of life, and they're from all different countries, all ages, from like 18 through to 85. So it gives me a cross-section of the global populace. And when I know what's coming up in the sky, particularly with, for example, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in the second week of January, and then I'm able to put it into people's charts, I can see cross-section how many people this is actually going to affect. It's going to affect 30, 35, 40% of people. Some of them acutely, 20% of people it's really going to hit very hard. And there's about 10% of people it's going to hit in an extremely positive way. But when those percentage figures are that high, the ripple effect out of those people's developments and influences are going to echo into the outside world. So it's clearer and clearer to me that the more we get into the second week of January, the more we're heading into a kind of sudden, sharp increase in terms of intensity of experience and direct challenge to the planet, to the globe. And there's going to be some worldwide developments at that time that's going to be life-changing for a lot of people. And the global perspective is going to change massively. Now, I will be doing more on this, I hope, over the coming few weeks. But yeah, that Saturn is looming now. It's looming fast. And it's not just Saturn-Pluto, because after that, we've got the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, which will last for 8 months. The Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, which will last for 8 months. And then right in the middle of it, in August and September, we've got Mars going retrograde in Aries, squaring Jupiter, Saturn and Pluto 3 times. So 2020 is going to have its ups and downs. It's not going to be quiet. Should be interesting. I'm doing things. While I've not been doing videos, I've been in the background. I've been building things for the future. And I'm not going to say too much yet, but I've got 1 or 2 new platforms coming in. Not so much on the 1st of January, more around the 1st of March, which I hope is going to make my life a lot easier, but also is going to be a quantum leap in terms of my desire and my intent to get astrology out there into the world, which would be a nice thing to do. I think that's a good thing to do. The more people know astrology, I've always said that if astrology were taught in schools, within 2 generations, we'd see an end to warfare. I said that 40 years ago when I was just starting, 42 years ago. Now we've got all the technology that we never dreamt of 20 years ago, and I'm able to sort of put astrology out into the world, and it's great. So hopefully I'm going to be launching 1 or 2 teaching things around the start of March, which hopefully we'll be able to get out to everyone for an absolute micro payment, a real minimum of cost, so that it'll be affordable to everyone. And I'll still make enough money to cover my costs, which is actually all I really want to do. So watch this space. But in the meantime, here we are, post-Mercury retrograde. Calm before the storm. Well, it's not the calm before the storm. Britain's got a general election coming in. Hong Kong is in a mess. Australia's on fire. India's polluted beyond belief. America is toxic in its own particular way. Britain is collapsing under the weight of over-expectation. Yeah, the world's still in a mess. And it's not getting any easier anytime soon. But astrology does seem to offer a different perspective. And depending on your own attitude, it can either be a time where you just look at it and go, oh my God, it's all going to pieces. Or you can be a bit more upbeat and go, okay, so there is a rationale behind all this. There is an end game in sight, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. I was out last night having dinner with one of my tutors from my MA 20 years ago. One of a few astrologers I really have a great deal of time for. A chap called Patrick Curry, a good human being. And we were doing a lot of laughter, but we were also talking about what's coming up in the world. And we agreed that at the end of the day, there's always hope. Hope and humour. They seem to be the things that makes humanity different from almost any other species that's ever lived. Okay, let's see if this video works. And if it does, I'll be back over the next few days. Catch you later, world. Bye.